everybody. This is Alex Big Blue. Today, I finally have broken my reading record where I've read the most comic books in a day that I have to date. The new record I've set is six. It was previously five, and I've done it by reading all Halloween themed books. At least I believe them all to be. Starting off, I will show each book that I read in doing so and give them a quick review apiece. Starting off with my probably most anticipated read of all of them beforehand. With Inferno number two, I recently got this in my last video, if you saw that. But I had issue one and I read that and it was amazing. It is, I believe, the follow up to the original Inferno story back in the late 80s and maybe early 90s as well. But I hadn't actually got to read all that yet, but I've got the first issue of this and the second issue, and I read this. And I really like this a lot. The first and second issue. It's a 5-part miniseries I found out after the fact. So I really want to get those. But yeah, this story has been really great. It's basically Colossus and a group of his mutants, which I guess you could call the X-Men in this scenario. They are trying to rescue his sister Ilyana, which is magic, but she's being the demon form of herself. I forget. I think there might be a name for that too. But either way, so he's trying to save her from herself and get her out of there. But in doing so, he has to keep fighting waves of demons, and a lot of X-Men gets killed or, captured and stuff like that. It's really brutal, really crazy, kind of like war story featuring all the mutants versus demons. It's just a really great series so far. So very happy with this one as well. This one, he focuses on Madeline Pryor shows up, the Goblin Queen, and also Havoc and some other characters. And they begrudgingly have to work together to start actually trying to overtake Ilyana and her other demon cohorts. So yeah, great issue. I really loved it. The cover art on this is really great as well. So very much liked was this one by me for sure. Next up, we have Decoy. It's a one-shot. I've read and reviewed some more of some more of the Decoy series in general, including I think another one shot in one of the other books in the normal series. But yeah, this is really great. I always really like Decoy. It's a really cool series. Decoy is an alien. He's the character that shows right there, the little green alien. He's kind of like a symbiote, almost, or I guess you could say, because he has all kinds of powers. It's very interesting. And this mad scientist looking guy here is one of the villains in the series. But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff goes on in this, but this is a really fun read. If you ever see any of this Decoy, I'd say check it out. I really like it so far. Any of the books I've read has been pretty fun. All right, and the one I started the day with, as I read the Free Comic Book Day Vampirella from Dynamite. Of course, the cover is really awesome. I really like the artwork, but I have to say the preview story I wasn't really that crazy about. I don't know if it's just Vampirella stories that I've read in general or what, but I've read two of them and I wasn't really crazy about either one of them. I don't know. If you guys have read a bunch more Vampirella, let me know if it's usually good or not in your opinion. But either way, it's pretty cool, and I'm glad I have it anyways. I find it very interesting in general. She seems like a character should be that should be cool, is what I'm trying to say. But I just haven't liked the story so far. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Vampirella's stories in general. Next up, I got another monster, of course, here, and serial killer and alien. So kind of a lot of the check boxes on the Halloween thing. So I read Carnage, Black, White, and Blood, number one. I didn't actually know what this series was about until I checked it out. So basically, it's a bunch of different stories in it. I think it's 3, if I'm not mistaken. The last of which is like a choose your own adventure role playing game, kind of, because you roll a die to see which scenarios happens. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I haven't actually saw that very much, so it's pretty unique. And the first story is is what he was doing in Maximum Carnage. It's kind of like a little clip in between the stories of that, with him and some of the other characters. So that's kind of interesting too, in the backstory type of thing. And the middle one is like a Western Carnage story. So that was pretty intriguing as well. But yeah, it's a pretty cool series so far, or at least number one is. Definitely be interested to check more of it out and maybe collecting the rest of it when I get the chance. And I absolutely love this variant cover on this, by the way. All right, see. And then next up, we have the Twilight Zone #1. It's Dynamite #1. I don't know if there's other series and other stuff or what, but this is #1 of this series. I really like the Twilight Zone in general. I haven't checked out a lot of it, but I've watched a few episodes and I've always really dug it. The I believe her name was Dolly. That Doll episode that was really good horror theme. So yeah, I really dug that for sure. And I think the Twilight Zone is interesting in general. So I was happy to get this one in a grab bag. I believe it was. The cover is pretty interesting in this as well. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting read. It continues, and I really want to see where this goes if I happen to see the next issue, because it kind of ends in a kind of big story thing where it hooks you at the very end, where you want to see what's going to happen. So yeah, it was a pretty fun read and a pretty quick read too. It's a thinner book, which I don't mind because it kept my interest all the way through. And last but not least, this is the book that I actually finished it all on. The sixth book of the day, Jim Starlin's book, and it is from Malibu, by the way. Breed #1. So this was first of all, great cover on this too. By the way, I really love that, the black cover with the red, and it's just really awesome. But yeah, it's like a war story, and this is the main. I guess you would say the main character. Seems like so far, and I'm not exactly sure what his deal is yet, but there's something interesting going on with his backstory. You get glimpses of it, but it doesn't exactly spell it out yet. So it kind of leaves that up to the next issue. But yeah, it was a war story too. Like I said, it's very interesting. I really liked the read of it. The read of it. I really liked reading it. As I was trying to say, it's a bit late at night, by the way. If you wonder why I say a few things, it's kind of wonky. Uh, but yeah, I really enjoyed reading it. It was what I was trying to say originally. It was a pretty fun read, and it was pretty interesting overall. And I definitely would like to see where it goes if I get a chance to get to issue #2 of this. But yeah, I really enjoyed reading all these Halloween styled books. Really fun stuff. If I had to pick my favorite one out of all of them, it would be Inferno #2. But I really liked a lot of them. And I think they're all pretty cool books. And I was happy to read a bunch of horror themed books again. But yeah, I'm Alex McBlue. I really had fun doing this. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you later.